Nightwatch, in association with KnightRiderOnline.com. For updates, news, gossip, and information that is all things Knight Rider related, go to KnightRiderOnline.com. Hello there folks, I'm MJ Knight, and this is the second milestone issue of Nightwatch. 20 issues folks, here we are. Okay, for this special edition of the magazine, I'm going to get some updates on second generation and talk about something quite special, namely, kit. There was one important issue that I'd left out of issue 19, and that was the promo that NBC had done on the new kit being able to turbo boost. They didn't exactly show the car turbo boosting, but they did have the implied suggestion that the car had jumped. In the Knight Rider Online forums, the main topic has been how Knight Industries 2000 will be brought back into the story. As said in the last issue, the only way kit would be able to be brought back is for a special reason. And the general consensus is that the only way this would happen is that the new kit would end up going rogue and turning on his partner and the Foundation, which would then prompt them to call in the original Michael Knight and for him to reactivate the first kit. Although that would be great for us Knight fans, there also lies in a problem in the story. Knight 3K is superior in technology to Kit, and he has the advantage of disguising himself to give Michael and the Trans Am the slip. But here's one question that came to mind the other day. Kit has the same dominant programming as the original Kit, which is based upon the 3 laws of robotics as first published in the novel I, Robot by Isaac Asimov, which are: a robot may not injure a human being or through action allow a human being to come to harm. A robot must obey orders given to it by human beings except where such orders conflict with the first law. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second law. I highlighted the second law because the only way that Knight Industries 3000 would go rogue is if he were to break his own programming and most likely run amok like Carr did in the original Knight Rider, which will then create the debate. Which will fare better between the two cars? Molecular bonded shell or self-healing nanotechnology? Your call. Although the self-healing is more practical and the army are reportedly experimenting with nano-healing coating on tanks, I think the molecular bonded shell will fare better for the simple reason the Trans Am was basically indestructible with that shell and didn't need to heal, and he didn't need his system turned on for it to work. Sorry Knight 3K, but it's the truth. What is the first thing that comes to mind to Knight Rider fans young and old? That's right, the car. The Knight Industries 2000 was, is, and will always be the focal point of the Knight Rider franchise. Without him, Knight Rider wouldn't even be back at all. It wouldn't have been there the first time round in the 80s. Although the car is amazing to look at and performed flawlessly in front of the camera, it was the personality of the car that drew in audiences as well. That could only come from the charm of the legendary William Daniels, as far as most are concerned, the only true voice for Kit. I know Val Kilmer's doing a great job as the voice of the new Kit, but if there were to be a popularity contest set up by NBC to find out who the fans liked better, and who thought was better, Daniels would win hands down. Sorry Val, but that's showbiz for ya. True, many would argue that Daniels' portrayal made the car sound camp, but to me that just adds to Kit's character. No other car in the 80s, 90s or today would sound like that at all, and all that did was make his personality stand out more. Mind you, I would be quite shocked if the DeLorean from Back to the Future started talking back to Marty McFly, and come to think of it, so would he. To me, Kit's personality really matured in Season 2 and 3, where he was communicating less with Michael in a childlike manner and talking more to him as his best friend. One example personifies his friendship with Michael in Season 2's Nightmares, where Michael has a case of amnesia after a knock to the head, and you see the kind of concern and care that Kit really has for Michael. One could argue that Kit would be like this toward him even if he weren't programmed for his needs. but then of course raises an interesting question. We know in the motion picture of Knight Rider, if gears ever get rolling for that flick, that they reboot the story. It will be the Knight Industries 2000 with a modern perspective. Will it be the same kit that we know from the pilot and all through the same original series? My thought on this? Don't hold your breath. I've read on various websites, even on the portion of Knight Rider online, even, in the reimagined section, that it will not be the Michael Knight and Kit we are familiar with, but they will be Michael Knight and Kit. All I have to say to the Weinstein Company is, let Glenn make the movie already. I appreciate that they want this to be a good first attempt in bringing Knight Rider to the big screen, but at the same time, I think Glenn should just be left to do the Knight Rider movie he feels is the best way to launch his creation onto the silver screen. We know that TWC is happy with 80% of his ideas, but it means he has to revise his ideas and script. But I suppose one can take pride in the fact that most of his ideas will be intact. Anyway, that'll conclude this issue of Night Watch. Very special thanks to Toby Wan for the new intro that he made for me. Thank you very much, my friend. Very much appreciated. Right, until next time, for issue 20 of Night Watch, I'm MJ Knight, simply saying good night from the night.